was 2 a.m., and Marcus settled into the lonely booth of WQNR Midnight Radio. The room was a box of glass and shadows, dim lamps, humming machines, and that one comfort. His voice cutting through static to strangers who couldn't sleep. He flicked on the mic. "Good evening, insomniacs. This is Midnight Confessions. You know the rules. Call in, spill your truth, and maybe you'll feel a little lighter." For a while, it was the usual mix. A drunk man admitting he still talked to his dead wife's photo. A woman whispering she was stealing from her boss. A teenager confessing he wanted to disappear. Then, silence. The phone lines went dead. Marcus tapped the switchboard. "Guess everyone went to bed early." 2:13 a.m. The line rang. He answered. "Midnight Confessions, you're on air." A voice came. Broken. Distorted. "Marcus, you shouldn't be here." He froze. Okay, creepy. "What's your confession?" Static filled the booth. Then, clearly, "You die at 3 o'clock." Marcus laughed uneasily, covering his nerves. "Someone's been watching too many horror flicks." He cut the call, rolled a track. But when the music ended, the line was open again. He hadn't pressed anything. The same voice whispered, "Closer now. I'm outside your studio." Marcus glanced through the glass. The hall beyond was dark, empty. But something shifted, just out of sight. At 2:20, he took another call. "Hello, you're live." But it wasn't a caller. It was the same voice, but now in the tone of a child. 40 minutes left. The next call, an old woman. 35 minutes left. Every voice was different, but the words were the same. The board lit up. Dozens of calls. He answered one after another. All the same voice. All counting down. By 2:30, Marcus's hands were shaking. He tried calling his producer. No answer. His cell phone read no signal. He played another track, stood, and pounded on the glass wall. The station should have had security. Someone should be there. But the halls were dark, endless. The on-air light flickered red, though he hadn't touched the switch. His mic was still live, and in the silence, the listeners could hear it too. Faint breathing that wasn't his. 2:45 a.m. Marcus spoke into the mic, voice cracking. "If anyone's listening, please call the police. Something's happening here. The feed distorted. His words echoed back to him, warped and delayed. Then the whisper. 15 minutes. Through the reflection in the glass, Marcus saw it. A figure standing behind him. Tall, thin. Its face wasn't a face, just static, like a broken television. He spun around. Nothing, only the booth. But when he looked back at the glass, the figure was closer. 2:55 a.m. Marcus slammed the power switches, but the equipment wouldn't shut down. The on-air sign burned brighter. The phone lines all rang at once, dozens, hundreds. He picked one up, screaming, "What do you want from me?" The whisper answered, "Calm. We already told you." The figure appeared again in the glass, standing right at his shoulder. Its mouth moved with his voice, but the words weren't his. 5 minutes, 2:59 a.m. Marcus clutched the mic like a lifeline. "This is Marcus Kane. If anyone can hear me, help me. I don't want to..." The lights exploded. The booth went black. Listeners across the city reported hearing the final second, Marcus's scream, cut short. 3 a.m. The broadcast resumed, but it wasn't Marcus. The same distorted whisper filled the airwaves. "Thank you for listening. Marcus won't be joining us again. Stay tuned. We'll be seeing you soon." In the background, faint but unmistakable, Marcus could still be heard, screaming, begging, trapped somewhere inside the signal The entity doesn't just kill, it absorbs. Every 3 a.m., it takes the host voice and uses the station as its hunting ground, pulling more listeners into its endless broadcast.